Welcome to Planning Ahead with CMS. The UK planning regime is often criticised for its red tape and complexity. I'm here to make it easy. In this episode, I'll be talking through the basics of planning law, including when planning permission is required, what is taken into account when deciding whether to grant planning permission, the time limits for implementing your planning permission, and any conditions or obligations that might be attached. Planning permission is required for development. This is defined as comprising operations affecting land, so building something or digging a hole, and changes of use of land, for example moving from an office to a shop. So what is taken into account when deciding whether to grant planning permission? Planning policy and other relevant material consideration. Planning policy determines the type and location of development that can take place in a particular area. It helps to achieve the key objectives of central government and your local council. It's a hierarchical system, and plans in England start at the National Planning Policy Framework, which is set by central government. Then we have local level plans, which are set by your district or city council. And then in some areas there are also neighbourhood plans, which are set by local communities who want to have some control over where development is delivered in their area. Planning applications must also be determined in accordance with material considerations. These can be contrary to the development plan. Material considerations can include a huge range of things, everything from light and privacy to highway safety or noise and odour disturbance caused by the development. See episode 3 of this series for a more in-depth look at material considerations. There's a time limit for implementing your planning permission. You must get a spade in the ground within 3 years of the date planning permission is granted. You can sometimes have another period of time imposed by the local authority, but that's quite unusual. Finally, what conditions and obligations might be attached to your planning permission? Planning conditions are designed to make unacceptable development more acceptable in planning terms. Planning obligations, or Section 106 agreements, are usually made by agreement between the developer and the council and require the developer to either contribute money towards local infrastructure or provide new services, for example a new bus stop outside a block of flats. Planning obligations are enforceable against anybody who owns the land, so it's not just between the people who enter into the contract in the first place. In the next episode, we'll be looking closer at planning conditions and planning obligations. It's worth flagging that if your planning application is refused, you've got the ability to appeal. We'll discuss planning appeals in detail in episode 3, so watch out for that.